lot of these trees, they're not real big, so I can just rip them out, just like that, and put them in a pile. If they get real big, or get them a little taller, and try to guide them down. Well, we have to be careful because the highway's right here, and be dropping them out in the highway, so at times this can be pretty stressful. The job's up north, the timber's not as big, so it's not as hard, but some of the jobs we've did down south by home, they are pretty stressful. I be working along I-94 where the traffic is just bumper to bumper, and the power lines are right next to you, and trying to lay the tree, cut the tree, and then just lay it straight as you possibly can without any mishaps, can be pretty stressful. So this up here is kind of, I don't want to call it a cakewalk, but compared to that, it is. So we're just chugging along here, and like I said, it's 62 feet, so if the tree is within the 62 feet line, or touching the 62 feet line, or I don't know, I don't do the surveying, Paulie does. Paulie works for the construction company that I work for to do these jobs, and like I said, these guys, I tell you what, I couldn't ask for better guys to work with. I've known them for about 10 years, and pretty much all the original guys are still there, 10 years, you know, so, you know, they treat their guys good. The guys like working, they work hard. They just, like I said, sometimes they don't have the right equipment, but they just kind of do the tree work for side work, and they do a lot of pipe, a lot of pipe in cities and airports and stuff like that. They're more of a construction company. They don't do a ton of tree work, so they are getting more into it, so now they are starting to purchase more, I guess, tree equipment is what I would say, and that's fine, because they can save money and not hire me, but I do like them hiring me because I do like working with them, so they're good guys, and we just chug along, we work good together, and we all know it's got to get done, and try to make it easier on each other as we go. But like I said today, we got so much snow they can't be on the shoulder working, and me being down in the ditch, I think I can kind of get away with working. They don't really care. So actually up here we're allowed a lane closure, where down south back by home we didn't, or if we did, it was at night. It would be like 9 o'clock to midnight, we can have a lane closure. But up here we can have a lane closure all the time, so it's pretty nice. Like I said, it's kind of feels like a laid back job, you know. It's not so stressful. We just get these trees down, get them chipped, get them out of here, and they're happy with that, and I enjoy doing it. So good guys to work for. Like I said, they're hard workers. They work hard. We get a lot done in a day for how many guys we got out here and what we're doing. So even the little ones got to come out. Whatever's dotted, whatever Paulie dotted for me, I just try to get it down. Some of this stuff, like this broke up wood, like that's kind of stuff right there, they'll carry that with a skidster. It's just not worth the skidder getting it. So what we're doing is trying to make it as easy as because I'm way ahead of those guys. I'm just trying to get as much done as I can, so when they come along, I got less to do. So if I can rip out the stump, even if it breaks off, I still try to rip out the stump. And that's why I like this head. Everyone gives me crap about buying a Barsaw head, shit about a hot saw. Well, I do so much different work that one day I might be doing land clearing, and yeah, a hot saw would be great. Smaller timber. One day, you know, the next week I might be in big timber, where a hot saw is not going to do it. And next week I might be along the highway, you know. So with this kind of work that I travel around and do, this 5185 Barsaw is the best. I tell you what, I had no complaints about it. Great head. I've only cut 2 trees on this whole job. I don't even have a chain on it. See, I took the chain off it because it didn't need to be on there. So I have barely used the head or the saw head on this job, but it's just such a good all-around head that I can do so much with it. You know, if they need me by the chipper, then I can throw a chain back on it, and I could cut stuff up and feed the chipper if need be. Where you could do that with a hot saw, but a hot saw is just so big and bulky, and the saw is always running, you know, and it just, this Barsaw, I tell you, they got something going here. I mean, anyone looking to cut big timber and high quality timber, this Barsaw is it. This is a lot of guys said I should have bought the intermittent Quadco, and I can see where that benefit me, but it doesn't cut as big of a tree, and the disc on it, if you bend the disc, it's $18,000. I bend a bar, it's only 400 bucks. I can bend a lot of bars for 18 grand. So, and the bars, I usually bend back and put right back on. So, a disc, you're not gonna do that, because the way the disc spins, it's probably, you know, gonna throw it off and have a wobble or whatever. So, with the Barsaw, I just can do multiple jobs, and I have no complaints. I can load logs, I can unload crane mats off a semi, I mean, there's so many things I do with this thing, it's unreal. So, I love it. It's by far the best head that works for me. It might not work for everyone, but it definitely works for me. I mean, if the machine's home getting serviced, and I want to cut some firewood for the wood burner, heck, I mean, it works great for that too. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do with it, but that's because I'm lazy, don't want to get the chainsaw out. But the power of this head of digging stumps and moving dirt or logs or anything, it's a crazy amount of power that this head has. So it's been working. I have no complaints. It's been a great head for me. I can see where it's going to need some work eventually if I keep doing work like this. It's pretty hard on the tongs. Just a lot of stress that I think it's probably not going to be used to, or they, you know, didn't design it for. But the design and what I can do with it is why I bought it. So it's if I was going to go with another head, I would probably skip the Quadco intermittent and just get a hot saw head. I feel like if you're gonna have a hot intermittent, you might as well just have a hot saw. Man, I made a mess of that one. I don't want to come out. But see, all you do is dig around the tree a little bit, and the next thing you know, it will come out. Oh, maybe. Break some ruts. Ruts broke. I think it'll come right out. There it is. There it is. Some more of these. pick this thing apart. Gotta get it ready for the skidder. I made a mess, but I'm good at that. Get some dirt. Try to get some dirt off these roots just so they don't. Just kind of so they get the skidsters. They got 3 or 4 skidsters running around here. And they kind of fill the hole back in and get the roots, whatever roots out. After we skid, you know, after we skid the brush, they kind of do the cleanup. And those boys are pretty good at that too. They do a pretty good job. Oh yeah, there's what we're looking for, a big old mess. Some trees come out of the ground easier than others. Some don't. We'll shake that baby up there. Get some dirt off it, some roots. Oh yeah. There we go. Good enough for who it's for. So we got that cleaned up. Sometimes I'll throw some of these roots on top. They might make it to the chipper, sometimes they don't. But they don't feed them in the chipper, they put them in the root pile and haul them off. But, oh, little white oak. I think out of the 44 miles, that's the first white oak I've come by. That's crazy. A lot of pine and a lot of poplar. They call it up here, they call it poplar. It's not tulip poplar. I know probably a lot of my fans or whatever you guys are, my peeps or whatever you want to call yourselves. You guys probably used to tulip poplar down south, and up here they call it poplar. We call it aspen, but it's a softwood. So I've been taking a lot of that, a lot of pine, a lot of white pine, a lot of red pine. Quite a bit of hard maple, not on this side of the highway, but the other side had quite a bit of hard maple. A lot of soft maple, some red oak, not very much, and then some, that's the first white oak, so some white oak. I don't think maybe a few cherry, just a mixed bag of everything, but nothing's really good for timber. We're just trying to get the job done, so we're just hauling it off. The construction company I work with, they ended up buying a piece of property not too far from here, like 10 acres, so that's where they're hauling everything. Just just an area to dump the chips and the logs and stuff. I think they plan on selling the chips and trying to get some money out of the logs and some of that stuff. They probably won't get nothing out of the stumps. The stumps will just have to rot, but the rest of the stuff, we'll try to get some money out of it, help out a little bit with the price of fuel and stuff nowadays. I'm kind of curious. I'd like to ask those guys if they've kept track of how many loads they've hauled. Because they got 3 trucks and they haul all day. They just, I think it's about a 10, 15, maybe a 20-minute run, depending on what end of the highway we're at. But they got 3 leads on the back of semis, and they just haul all day long. Unless I need moved or something, then one of the guys will come and jump in the low boy and come get me. But or hook on the low boy and come get me. So just I don't really know why they do this clearing. I was talking to some of the guys, and they said that they take a I guess they take a, oh my god, they see how many vehicles drive off the highway in a year and how far they drive off the highway in a storm, and I guess they come up with 62 feet, so they want everything cleared within the 62 feet line. I guess is how they do it. I don't know exactly. I just told to get them down, so it makes somewhat of a sense. They kind of, I guess, keep track of numbers of how far vehicles. I don't know. I have no idea, but I imagine some of you guys will probably ask me that, why we're doing it, but I think it's for highway safety and the other job road clearings we did throughout the last year or two, they've been reason they did those is because they come through and they're about to do construction, like new asphalt, new concrete, and they clear them out because you know, just widen the shoulder or whatever. So those jobs kind of made sense to me. This one, I don't really know why we're doing it. There's quite a bit of room, you see. I mean, there'll be areas where, like right there, I'll just drive to pretty much where the sign is, and then start tracking along. So there's some areas that are pretty thick we got to clear back, and then some areas I don't touch it for, can be up to a mile. So it's kind of strange, but works for me. Like I said, timber's down right now, so I'm thankful I got something else to do. Takes a little break. We did a big job this summer in a gravel pit. I was pretty much there for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, and we came straight here from there, and it was a good job. We had to burn all the brush and everything, so it was more than just logging. There was some clearing and stuff, and it's just a good break to get away from it. Different scenery. I wish I would have got the camera out sooner. There's just, the colors up here are amazing, but the last day or so it's been snowing, raining, so the leaves are really falling now. But like I said, I think, let me look here, October 18th. Yep. So here we'll just track along until we get to another tree with a dot.